everyone, my name is Lauren and I'm coming to you today from Family Concern Counseling with Youth for Christ Central Valley. I am a licensed professional clinical counseling trainee as well as a dance movement therapist trainee. And what I want to offer you today is a twofold exercise, both to help bring some calm, bring some peace to our nervous systems, as well as then settle into a little bit of grounding and finding ourselves back in the present moment. During this time of unknown, of unanswered questions, anxiety can really spike. And for those of us even who maybe don't regularly struggle with anxiety, you may be noticing more times where you're feeling panicky, you're feeling nervous, you're feeling worried, and you're really taking on the weight of all of the unanswered questions that are going around right now. And so I'm hoping that this two-part exercise will offer you a little bit of calm in the midst of those questions. Maybe bring some stillness to what I like to call the spinning hamster wheel that our brains can get into sometimes. So the first part of this exercise I like to call either the 4-part breath or the square breath. And I'm sure most of us at some point or another have heard somebody say, just breathe through it. You'll be okay. It'll be fine if you just breathe through it. And while breathing is very important, obviously, just for living, there is reason and purpose behind being told just to breathe. But it can feel very arbitrary if there's no explanation or understanding behind why we're being told to just breathe. So I want to offer that to you through this exercise. And so again, there are 4 parts to this exercise to make it a whole. The first part is a 4-count inhale through your nose. The second part is a 4-count hold at the top of that inhale. The third part, is an exhale out through your mouth. And then the last part is a 4-count hold at the bottom of that exhale before you start the cycle all over again, doing it 4 times through total. Now, the reason why we have a slight pause or hold at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of each exhale is because it allows the brain time to really absorb the oxygen that you've just taken in, okay? So that oxygen provides an opportunity for our brains almost to go from a zoomed in, really narrow, close-up view lens to a more panoramic view of what's going on. So in moments of panic, in moments of heightened anxiety, taking our brains, giving them a moment to really open up and see the full spectrum of the situation can help bring some peace, can help calm things down internally just a little bit. So I'm going to practice that first part with you before we go into the second part. So you'll take a moment, just exhale all of the air out of your mouth. And then you'll take a 4-count breath in through your nose. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And you would do that 4 times, okay? So after you complete that 4-cycle breath or that square breath, you can stop there. That's always an option. But what I like to tack on at the end is just an exercise in being present. And that's called a room read. And the room read is meant to fully bring you back, not just to yourself and what's physically happening in your own body, but also to notice things around you. So what I might suggest is that when you're doing the 4-part breath, you do it with your eyes closed, just to fully focus on your breathing and eliminate distractions around you. After the 4th breath, you open your eyes and you name one thing for each of the 5 senses. One thing you see, one thing you hear, one thing you taste, one thing you smell, and one thing you feel. Okay? So if I had just completed that 4-part breath and I open my eyes, I might say, I see the tree outside. I hear some video games going on in the other room. I taste some coffee that I just finished. I can feel the chair that I'm sitting on. It's a very supportive chair. And I can smell some cookies that just finished baking. Okay? Simple as that. The 4-part breath to bring a little bit of calm, a little bit of peace, a little bit of stillness, opening up that panoramic lens of our brain first, and then the room read. One thing you notice, one thing you're experiencing for each of the 5 senses to bring you back to the present, to ground you, kind of move you from that anxious hamster wheel of panic, of uncertainty, back down to what's happening right here, right now. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that this has helped you and may provide another tool for you during this time of uncertainty. Just know that you are not alone, and I hope to see you again soon.